afternoon.
Thank you. You too.
This show sounds really fascinating. So,
yeah.
What was it like for you to come back into the Pretty Little Liars world?
Awesome. Honestly, I mean, I found out that Marlene wanted to do this show. I think the 6th or the 7th season. So I knew before Pretty Little Liars ended that this was her plan, and I got really excited. Alison is just a fun character to play, and I've never gotten bored with her. She always does something crazy and different. And this new version of her is really special. I really like it. There's so many layers, so many things to explore, so many things that have happened to her in the last couple of years, and so many reasons for her to be in Beacon Heights. Some that she didn't expect, and some that she's really trying to achieve. So this show is so fun because there's a lot of nods to PLL, but at the same time, if you haven't watched it, it's like a brand new show. You wouldn't even know the difference. You don't have to know the past of PLL to get it and love it. So I'm excited. Yeah.
What's the big difference for her? What's changed since the last time we saw her?
She's a true adult.
Wow. Okay.
Wow, eventually, finally.
Cool.
No, yes, but she's got really good intentions. She's coming to Beacon Heights to prove to her friends and her family that she can be a better person. She wants to get her degree, move back to Rosewood, and teach at Hollis, which is our college. Be a better wife, be a better mom. And so things don't exactly go as planned. It's the first murder in Beacon Heights, and this perfect little town isn't so perfect.
Right.
So she kind of, her spidey senses kind of tingle. She's like, something's not right here. And unfortunately, she's right. There's a lot of things that go down. Some that I can't say because I'll get fired.
Of course.
But what I would love to mention is just the fact that it's kind of timely. A lot of what happens is about surveillance. A lot of the dark things that happen is due to surveillance, and I feel like we're dealing with that right now. It's kind of like Big Brother, who's watching. Is it for good reasons, bad reasons? Beacon Heights has something called Beacon Guard, which is supposed to keep you safe, but it's a little terrifying because they watch everything you do, everywhere. And Alison doesn't like that. She suspects that there's some foul play happening, and she might be right.
And I mean, the fact that things have changed the world so much since the last season wrapped.
Yeah.
And I heard you talk in one interview about the fact, like social media. I mean, social media has changed a lot since then.
Absolutely. And
how does she deal with social media now?
You know what? I feel like Alison doesn't like it.
Right.
She, I think, wants her private life. After everything that she's been through, she doesn't like people knowing her business, but she can't really get away from that. Almost immediately, people know what her past has been like, and it's kind of unfortunate.
Right.
But it really is. I mean, I think what was great about PLL was that we were very timely. Twitter had just come out and was getting popular, and we were able to connect with people all over the world, and we covered a lot of really important topics.
Right.
And I think this is doing the same thing. It's just older, it's darker, and it's scarier in that way because I feel like social media has become positive and negative, but it's grown to the point where it's very accessible for people to do things that they shouldn't be. And that's kind of what happens in this show. It's the bigger, darker A, and this person or people, they have a lot more power than A did. So, it's a fun new adventure.
And are there a lot of connections between before and now?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's Alison and Mona, which is a lot of fun. And we give a lot of nods to PLL, and there's a lot of fun Easter eggs. One is in Mona's apartment. She has weird doll pieces everywhere, which is Mona's favorite thing, is keeping her dolls. So she's still got that Mona side to her, and I think what's great is PLL had such a fun vibe. It had such a good way of dealing with things, making them scary, covering important topics, but you just really fell in love with the characters and you really cared about them. And I feel like that same vibe is with the Perfectionists, where we really fall in love with these characters, the new ones, Alison and Mona, who have been there for so long, and there's this vibe of a family almost immediately, and it's through all the darkness, it's about people caring for each other and supporting each other, and I think that's something that really needs to happen in our world is people taking care of each other.
That's cool. The vibe too of it was I guess Alison was a bit of a queen bee before.
She was.
Does she take that on again, or how does she?
She always has. She's got that darkness in her back pocket. She knows how to use it. Some habits never go away. Some of them are ones that she's trying to get rid of, but can't quite break. She has to use some of her old mean girl tactics in this show, which is so fun to see. I love that side of Alison. It's such a fun thing to play, and it's kind of, it brings me back to those times, which I really appreciate. And I think the dynamic between her and Mona is really funny too. Alison and Mona's friendship that is, kind of strange considering their past.
Right.
They kind of meet each other in this Beacon World town, and I think the fans will really love seeing that. But yeah, it's new, it's fresh, and you really just get to explore a different side of PLL, really, with new characters that you're just going to fall in love with instantly.
What's the town like? Does it have its own kind of, I assume
it's its own character.
Yeah.
Right. Beacon Heights is its own character. It's supposed to be this perfect little town where nothing bad happens, and everybody is protected by Beacon Guard because someone's watching and they're making sure nobody does any bad things, which human nature.
Usually those are the worst people, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So quickly, Alison kind of understands that there's a very dark underworld to this perfect little town. Nobody's perfect, and she definitely understands that due to her past. And there's 3 students in particular that she kind of takes under her wing and sees them drowning and knows that they need help. I think mainly she sees herself in them. And they're very different, but she connects with them for different reasons, and kind of has to teach them how to sleuth and how to keep secrets. That's and cool. How to lie better, which, she's got a lot of experience in.
The name of the game, essentially. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, on set when you're back into this whole thing, did you have any moments where you're like, wow, this takes me back?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's some very fun things that we get to do. I get to slap Mona again, which is always fun. But just, I think being with Janelle again is so fun. She's such an amazing person, and she plays Mona so well. I don't think anybody could play Mona the way she has. So it's just fun being together. But also, we've made such amazing friends, and they're like family. This new cast is so great, but this new crew up in Portland is so awesome. And Portland, as far as filming goes, is pretty small, and they work with each other all the time, so they were already a family, and they welcomed us with open arms, which was so lovely. So we've just really connected with them. I mean, we've had Christmas parties and girls' nights, and we've done a lot of things together, so we're real friends. It's not just like the coworkers that we see every now and then. We really appreciate each other and the friendships that we formed, which is really great. It's rare. It doesn't always happen that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, is there a favorite episode from the season that you can say, watch for this one because I love it personally? Or
we did some really fun things. I don't know, something I can't share. I have one that comes to mind and I can't say it. But it definitely gives me PLL vibes. It's something that we've done something similar on PLL, and the fans loved it, and I loved filming it. So I'm really excited to see what they think of this new version. I'm trying to see, how do I get around this? It's actually, I have to be honest, really fun to see it through Sydney, Sophia, and Eli's eyes, because obviously Janelle and I know what that's all about, but it's the first time that they're kind of getting to know what we've done and getting into the swing of things. And I can't say what it is because I'll get fired, and it hasn't even started yet.
No, let's not do that.
So I'll just keep my mouth shut. I know how to do that.
Well, last thing I'd love to know is, in terms of what you want the fans to see in this, especially out of Alison, to have, for longtime fans, to see her come this far. Is there a kernel of something you want them to know about her now?
I think what's really great about Alison now is that she's grown so much. So what I love about PLL is not only did I grow up filming it, but a lot of our fans grew up with us. And we've all kind of been on this journey with Alison, and I think it's great to see her come so far. And I know that a lot of the relationships that she has have been really important to them, and they've been really important to me. And I appreciate them for following my story and continuing to be on the Alison train. I think that we've really done it justice, and I can't wait to hear what they think about it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.